What could have hurt you forever simply just sharpened you? What could have made you permanently weak strengthened you? And researchers have begun to notice this pattern. Some of the most emotionally intelligent, sharply perceptive people in any room didn't develop those abilities through self-help books or meditation weekends. They developed them in childhood, but not the kind of childhood you'd want to repeat. Their nervous systems were trained by environments that demanded vigilance, anticipation, a high level of self-control over emotions, and deep self-awareness just to maintain a sense of safety. What looks like wisdom in adulthood was originally a survival skill. What looks like an advantage today was once just a way to survive the old days. Modern psychology is now giving this phenomenon a name. They're calling it traumatic intelligence, but let me call it trauma-forged intelligence. It is the most rare and most powerful form of smart. And if you've never seen this concept or idea applied to yourself, the next several minutes might shift how you understand your entire backstory. Here's the foundation. The brain doesn't develop in a vacuum. It develops in response to its environment. When that environment is unpredictable or emotionally complex, the developing brain, particularly the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex, wires itself to detect signals most people are never trained to notice. The result in adulthood is a quiet, almost invisible form of intelligence that operates underneath ordinary perception. Here are 8 signs you might have it. Remain with me, please, because the last 2 reveal something most people who carry this trait have spent their entire lives feeling it, but never heard it explained. Sign 1. Awareness is heightened the moment you step into a room. Before anybody speaks, you've already registered the temperature, the mood, the atmosphere of the room, the slight stiffness in someone's shoulders, the split-second hesitation before a smile or nod. Most people experience this as intuition, but it isn't. It's a high-level pattern recognition built from years of needing to read environments accurately. Your nervous system trained itself to gather emotional social data the way most people gather visual data, automatically, constantly, and with remarkable precision. Sign 2. Felt what others feel before they finish feeling it. It's a little bit weird, but a friend says they're fine, and you already know they're not. Someone laughs, and you hear what's behind the laugh. You catch the moment a person's mood shifts mid-conversation, sometimes before they catch it themselves. Psychologists call this hyperempathy, and it tends to develop in children who need to monitor adult emotional states for safety. You didn't choose to feel others this deeply. Your brain learned to. Sign 3. You become more capable when everything else falls apart. When situations collapse around you, something inside you steadies. You don't panic. You assess. You evaluate. You move. While others freeze in crisis, you slip into a calm, organized mode that almost feels like a different version of yourself. Researchers call this stress inoculation. Your brain became fluent in high-stakes situations because high-stakes situations were once your normal to you. Chaos doesn't destabilize you, it activates you. Sign 4. Analysis of human behavior with a depth most people find exhausting. You can replay conversations, you search for the reasons behind reactions, you dig deeper, you build internal models of why people do what they do, and you update them constantly. This isn't overthinking, it's an applied psychology habit forged by years of needing to predict the unpredictable. Understanding people once mattered for your safety, so understanding people became second nature. Now it's one of the most useful skills you have, even if it sometimes feels like a burden. Sign 5. You've built your life on quiet internal self-reliance. You don't wait for someone to save you. You know you can rescue yourself. You don't depend on anyone to figure things out for you. When the environment around you wasn't reliably safe in childhood, your brain converted dependence into risk and competence into safety. The result is a person who solves problems alone, builds slowly, and rarely asks for help, even when help is offered. Your strength doesn't need an audience. It just exists, quietly, underneath everything you do. Sign 6. The world hits you at a frequency others don't share. Beauty moves you. Injustice burns in you. A song can stop you in place. A small act of kindness from a stranger can stay with you for days. You can appreciate small little pretty things. The amygdala, sensitized through repeated emotional activation, becomes a more sensitive instrument over time. You don't just observe the world, you absorb it. And while this gives your inner life a rare depth, it also means you're more vulnerable to overwhelm than most people understand. The same wiring that lets you feel everything also means you sometimes feel too much and too deeply. Sign 7. You feel decades older than your actual age. Not physically, internally. You see yourself as a person older than the age you have. You've held thoughts and experiences most people your age haven't yet brushed against. Somehow you are more advanced than people the same age as you. You can have a conversation with someone the same age as you and feel the gap silently. They're worried about things you stopped worrying about years ago. Their conflicts feel small to you. Their emotional fluency feels limited. This isn't arrogance. It's the loneliness of having matured under pressure. The cost of growing up faster than the people around you is that you spend a long time waiting for the world to catch up, and sometimes it never quite does. Sign 8. You've quietly converted what hurt you into the foundation of who you are. The empathy that came from being unseen, the sharpness that came from chaos, the independence that came from absence, the depth that came from having to figure things out alone. None of these were given to you. You earned every one of them, often without realizing you were earning anything at all. What looks from the outside like resilience is actually something more sophisticated. A mind that took its rawest material and rebuilt itself into something most people will never have access to. That's not survival, that's traumatic intelligence. There's a reason this kind of intelligence rarely gets celebrated. Societies built on stability don't have a term for what emerges from instability. They have words for grit and resilience, but those describe how someone resists difficulty. Trauma-forged intelligence is different. It describes the specific cognitive depth that develops because of difficulty, not despite it. If you've moved through this list and recognized yourself, what you've been quietly carrying isn't damage. It's the signature of a mind that became wiser, sharper, and more attuned because of what it had to walk through. That's trauma-forged intelligence, the rarest and most powerful form of smart. And it was inside of you even before any psychologist gave it a name. For more helpful insights like this, please subscribe and like this video, which will be so helpful to my channel. Thank you.